All right, so this is for the test on Friday, the Chapter 3 test. As you can see, there's 5 different things that are going to be on it. Taylor's going to read out what they are. Go ahead for the Chapter 3 test on Friday. Taylor, what are we doing?
Well, Chapter 3 test on Friday, you got to solve the equations with variables on both sides. And you got to remember big rock and little rock. Or 3x minus 5 equals negative 2x plus 10.
Right, and that's when you have to solve. You have to decide which one's smaller and which one's bigger. In this case, this one's smaller, so you're going to add 2x on both sides, and then for 5x minus 5, you add 10, and 5x equals 15, and x equals 3. So that's that one. Number 2, the second thing, can we get that, Kia? Can you tell us what the second thing you need to know is? Kia?
Very easy. Equations with fractions and decimals. Example, 1/2 x plus 3 over 10 equals 2 over 5x plus 1/2.
What's this? And what do we call this?
Bowling ball.
Bowling ball example.
Bowling!
All right.
Let me tell you.
What the?
Right, we choose a number. We choose a number like 10, and we multiply everything by 10. And then we go ahead and cancel it. I'm not going to. What about the third thing? The third thing, Charlie, what do we do for the third thing? What do we call?
Absolute value equations.
Yeah. And what do we do to solve this one, for example?
Add 7 to 5.
Yeah. And what's our answer going to be?
Equals negative 12 or 12.
That's right, 2 answers. Good. Number 4, the fourth thing. Bernadette, what was the fourth thing we're going to do?
Percent problems.
Yeah.
25% of 30 is what number?
Right, right. So for this one, we're going to do how we solve it. Everybody know?
I'm talking a British accent.
Nah, you're not allowed to.
Okay. 25 out of 100 times 30 is equal to what? X box spot.
Sir.
So, now if we were to get this cancelled, then we'd get it a little bit easier. It'd be 3 times 25, which is 75 over 10, equals x over 1, cross multiply, and 10x equals 75, 10x equals 75, which is very simply x equals 7.5. Does it make sense? 35% of 30 is what number? 7.5, and that does make sense.
Yes.
In my language, in my
what
country.
you talking about.
7.5 out of 30 is approximately 25%. Thank you. Number 5, who's next? Emily? What's one of the last things we need to know for this test?
Proportions.
Proportions, like this? How would we solve that?
You would cross multiply.
Right, what would you get?
Yes, sir.
30x. Wait, no. 30 equals 5x.
Right, and x equals?
Oh, x equals x.
5, 6.
Yeah.
Right, and then the last thing, the sixth thing, what do we need to, how are we going to do that, Cairo? What are they called?
Literal equations.
Right, because there's lots of letters in them. How would we solve for x in that one?
You would.
Subtract p from both sides.
Right, we get minus x equals?
I'm sure you would.
What is that?
A squared minus b.
Like that.
That's
Oh,
a.
that's an a?
Yeah.
Oh, a squared minus p. And then subtract what? I mean
Divide
divide
by
what?
negative 1.
And that'll give you a equals a squared over p over negative 1.
There you go. Adam?
Did you divide because parentheses mean like?
Yes, exactly. That's a good point. Because this is multiplying h times b1 plus b. This is h times this, then you divide it out to get to that. If this was h plus that, then you would subtract it, et cetera, et cetera. You do the inverse operation. Is that all right? Any questions? More questions? Those are good questions. Good to ask. Let's move on to questions like number 19. Now this is a little more complicated. And these are ones like the ones we did on the quiz today. You're solving for A, first of all. Now where is A living in this problem? Where is it? Where's it hanging?
Negative 11.
In the parentheses.
It's in the parentheses, right? In the parentheses. Now, how do we get it out of the parentheses? Well, first of all, remember that whole thing about, what do you see in this problem that you don't like? Or fractions. You can handle that, right? What makes it a fraction? The 3, the denominator. So what do? Get rid of it, Bernadette. What do you do to get rid of that?
Multiply
Multiply everything by?
3.
Absolutely. Not so bad, is it? Fractions aren't so bad at all. In fact, I could be here all day just knocking these fractions around, dealing with them, ironing out the problems. Not a problem at all. So what do we write here? 3b equals? And what are we left with?
2.
2 onto a minus 11. There you go. And that looks a lot better, doesn't it? I mean, we're still not there. It's still not easy. We still have a stuck inside the parentheses. Any idea what we're going to do about that? Yeah, Adam?
Distribute.
Yeah, well, that's, now in this case, you have to distribute because a is inside. Notice back here, why didn't we distribute back there?
Because the letter we're solving for is not inside.
That's right, the h, the letter that we were solving for wasn't inside. We didn't have to. If you don't have to, don't make your life difficult. Yeah? But in this case, there's no way to get that a out. You have to go ahead and do your little rainbows and do our parentheses. So what will we get after doing that, Connor?
You'd get 2a equals negative 22. Negative 22. Right?
Yeah, 2a minus 22. 3b equals 2a minus 22.
And then,
Just a minute. Okay, Connor, keep going. We're trying to solve for a, right? Now what do we do on both sides?
Add 22.
Add 22. See how the problem just sort of falls into place after that? The only thing that worries me is how do you get 3b and 22 together? I mean, that's obviously going to be all right, but what do we write for that?
3b plus 22.
Yeah, 3b plus 22. Simple as that. Just like that. 3b equals 2a. We're almost done. We're not there. Katrina, how would you finish that one off?
Then you divide by 2.
You divide by 2 on both sides. And what's our final answer, Emily? How do we write our final answer?
You will put 2, oh wait, like that? So 3b plus 22 over 2 equals a.
Yeah.
Can't you cancel
Could
the
we put
22
like
though?
3
Yeah, 22.
plus 11?
Now, here's the thing. We had a couple discussions about this. You got to be careful. This is fine. If you leave it like that, I will give you the points, okay? If you want, you can, okay, simplify this and write a equals 3b over 2 plus 22 over 2. I'm going to box those. I've got 3 packages to send home for Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever. And there we go. Kwanzaa. 3b over 2 plus 11. 3b over 2 plus 22 over 2. 3b plus 22 over 2. Either one, any of those, all of those will be fine. Okay?